Hi, and welcome back to another episode of the History of Fan Anime. I'm your host, William Chow, and today's episode is one of my favorite type of episodes where we get to show and tell stuff. And in today's episode, I dug out a set of different, what to call lamination boards, or lamis, or Shitajiki type boards. And I'm going to bring out the overhead camera, and we'll go through a bunch of them and see what they do and see what kind of pictures that we have on them, okay? So before I begin, I'd like to remind everyone to go down below, click like, and subscribe. That definitely does help the YouTube algorithm. Obviously, put a comment about some of your favorite ones, or if you've got one yourself, make a comment down there. That would really help. Okay. If you want to support me financially, I do also have the Patreon and the PayPal links below. Again, you have a special set of episodes and of course our directory index of all the episodes of the History of Fan Anime in the link below. You can definitely check that out, and you can also see all the special episodes that you can get to watch on the subscriber list as well. Okay, some new news coming out for this week is that the fourth volume of my novel is coming out. I have a free period of time on Amazon right now. Coming on this weekend, we will have the volumes 1 and 2. I've compiled it together as one ebook, as well as made it a paper type novel. Okay, so it's available on Amazon as in basically paperback form. So again, if you don't like reading it on a Kindle or reading it online, there is now a paper version available. Okay, so you can see that, and the links are below here if you want to take a look at that. Okay. Also, next week I also have the next volume 4, coming out, and I'll have the free period of that available now. Again, links below, right? So make sure do check those out, right? So today's episode, we are getting into this thing called Shidikis, or basically Lami boards, okay? And I'll pull out the overhead camera, and then we'll go through, and you can see what kind of pictures and graphics that are on them, and as well as check out the functionality of these things, right? So, without further delay, let's begin. Alright, the first sample I have is one for Card Captor Sakura. And again, this nice view of all the various different kind of characters. And then on the back of the card, it's sort of a nice sort of black and sort of a uniform color version of Sakura on her stick there. Okay. The next one I have is a one for Rurouni Kenshin. Okay. So very similar poses of the characters again, and then the back. There's 2 more pictures of that. Okay, got another one for Kenshin as well here. Group shots sort of figure there, and then a variation of the same kind of pose there. This one I have is for a Galaxy from Yuna. Okay, and now this one has actually has the price written on it. I got it for like $6. I think I got this from SakuraCon, I think. But yeah, so these things aren't all that expensive. I mean, when you look at the back of this particular one, and you look at it has the authentication seal and that kind of stuff here at the bottom here. But then you look at the actual price. It's made by Movic and everything, and it's 250 yen. Okay, it was close on the price of the box right here. So at the time when it came out, it was priced at 250 yen, which is like $2.50 US approximately. If I had to order this from, let's say, a Wasi bookstore or whatever here up in Vancouver, they probably would have charged me around $5 Canadian. So $6 US is probably not that far off for what for that kind of thing. Not extremely rare, of course, but it definitely would be a popular sort of thing here, I guess. Yeah. Here's a one of Lena for Slayer's Next. Okay, so sort of a dark picture of that, and then of course in the back, sort of in this case, this is a sort of a descriptive version of something for Slayer's Next. Okay. Okay, the next one here is this one here. This one is the obviously unique character artwork from that Ko Karazawa. Okay, now the reason why I like his artwork is, again, all those, being very original pieces here. He's probably one of the closest people that draws like Satoshi Ushihara. Okay, you can see the way that the eyes are usually drawn. And basically all the how the hair is really wavy. Okay, obviously because the pose, you can't tell the other stuff that he does. But again, a nice popular sort of artwork for this kind of unit. Okay, and of course the back part of the picture is just the very simple design on this one. So they didn't use lots of different various pictures. They just use the same sort of image with it. And again, some of these images are very, very basic, especially if it's like in this case, it might even be one of these Dojin style ones, because it doesn't actually have any publishing information and stuff actually done on here. Okay, so this could be one of those Dojin boards. Okay. The next one here is Maho Romantic. Okay, so Mahoro is there, and of course a very picture of that one right here. Okay, next one is this one here. This is a sort of a headshot drawing, combination of drawing for Eve Burst Error. Okay, and it has the main character, female characters on the back, and then of course on here, main character. And again, just like the Slayers one, it's got a written out sort of descriptor. Okay, for that one. But again, that's the design on that one. Okay, next one here is this one is from Tenchi Muyo, and it features the character Kione. All right, and then on the opposite is our which is done the same sort of style, but of course now this focus on her partner Mihoshi. Okay, so again this is a really nice sort of Tenchi board there, since it's usually unusual that both sides are of the same color quality. Okay, the next one I have here is one for Sakura Wars, and this features Sumere. And again, this is a slightly different board because of the fact that it's partially see-through, so you can see that my hand, you can see partial imaging through the actual board. Okay, so if I put the board around, you can actually see, some different sort of, you just barely see it faintly. Okay, so it's just a slightly different type of board. Okay. I have another board. This is one for Utena. Okay. And this is the nice one because it's actually, again, it's like having two different sort of board pictures at the same time. Okay. So in case you like one or the other. And again, usually having two color pictures is not that common. Okay. Next one is for Magical Knights Ray Earth. Okay, so very common card picture, and that goes for this one as well. And then of course the actual color for Magical Knights Ray Earth. Okay, this one has a barcode, and that's not very common because most of these things aren't coded as such. Okay, the next one here I have is for Ruri from Martian Successor Nadeshiko. Okay, again, I only paid $340 US on this one. So I mean, so the US price and the actual going price of this thing is not all that different. Again, the actual authentication seal on this one here. And now the interesting about this one, okay, being from Muvik, okay, again, still 250 yen, and from Muvik. So again, the markup is not all that much, okay. And again, also you can also see that it's also a transparent, slightly transparent type card board. Okay, sort of like a well, not a GIF, but like a PNG, right? So you can just see how it's partially revealing the stuff in the list, which may become useful depending on what kind of use you're using for the paper, right? The next one is a silent Mobius one. Okay, and so you can see the different sort of and then of course, yeah, just the standard, plain background on this particular one here, for their emblem on the police badge there. Okay, next one is another Slayers one. Now this is always interesting because it has, again, a focus on Lena with a picture of Gaori sort of in the background, and then if you flip the picture over, it's the other way around. It's Gaori as the sort of the colored part, and then Lean on the back. Okay, so it's kind of a neat double color sort of picture. It's kind of neat. Okay, next one I have here was the one for Shigeyugi. Okay, so a nice groups picture on one side, and then again a sort of more personalized picture on that one. It says I paid about $6 again, so yeah, this is probably from one of the cons and that kind of stuff I got this one from. So that's kind of cool. Okay, now here's one. This is again Shugaten, and again this is for the character Shaolin. All right. Again, yeah, same. Probably I got it from the same guy. Probably he's only charging $340 for that one. And again, it's partially transparent, just like the brewery one was. Okay. Now this is a very unique sort of hard one to get. Okay, so this is a Lami-board for the anime Dragon Fist. Okay, now Dragon Fist was one of the titles that I did the fan subs for. And again, you can see the authentication sticker and that kind of stuff on that there. Okay, and now the thing about this one is, unlike a lot of these other big things like Kaka Sakura or Slayers or Fushigi, Rurouni Kenshin. Those are really big names, and the circulation on those ones are really, really high. Okay, Dragon Fist was a one-shot OEVA. Okay, and I really like the art, the manga sort of art style that this one's depicted in. But the thing about that is that because it's a one-shot, one-run sort of OEVA, boards and that kind of stuff like this is not common for this thing, right? I mean, where the other ones, really popular ones, like Shudan or for Shuyugi, you can probably expect, tens, 20s, of 30s of different types of boards since the series was relatively long and whatnot. So there's a lot of variety out there, and there's lots of different pictures and that kind of stuff available for them, right? So it's pretty common. But when you get into some of these really hard to and much rarer sort of one-shot OEVAs and that kind of stuff, merchandise for those things are really, really uncommon. I mean, sure, you might be able to find it like a CD or something, maybe a video cassette, that kind of stuff. Those would probably even still more common to find than things like this, where it's like this or an art book or cards or anything like that, because I said the print run on them would have been very, very small. Even the fact that they even made any merchandise for a 30-minute OEVA is really, really unusual. Okay, so again, this is probably one of my harder to get pieces that I have in my collection. Okay, the next one here is one for Slayer's Next. Okay, so again, lots of different pictures of that, and then again, a very more simplified back there. Okay. Okay, this one here, this is a Steel Angel Kurumi. All right, this is actually one of my favorite types of mangas and that kind of stuff that I got into. And again, when they made the anime for it, it was great. Didn't quite end up the way I visioned it that it might turn out, but still pretty good. Yeah, definitely. Another one here for Galaxy Front and Yuna. Okay, so again, sort of half writing, graphical type of it. Okay, and then of course more text of different kind of characters and that kind of stuff on that for Yuna. Okay. Okay, another picture of Steel Angel Kurumi. Okay, so this is sort of more of the manga version, and again, it's partially transparent. Like it's not really, but it's partially that way. So again, again, nice artwork, and you can see that one of the characters even almost looks like Ray. Okay, so the next one here is one called X Driver. Okay, very, very you're under arrest-ish looking like, of course, right? So again, you can see all that. And so again, if you're really just into cars and that kind of stuff, okay, so this is the Subaru and Impreza, and of course the Lotus thing. And again, for an OVA, it was a nice, quick, short sort of thing, and pretty popular for what it is too, especially in the era of Initial D and whatnot. Okay, next one here is Card Captor Sakura, so another sort of group shop on one side there, and then of course more of a it's kind of plainer color on that, but short pose and that on that. Okay. Okay. Have another Ronin Kenshin here. So another sort of group shop on one side, and of course, then they simplify it to a more plain color version on the back here. I have one for Galaxy Angel. Okay, so again, okay, so very very simple, almost like the Dojin comment on the back there. Okay, it's just sort of an artist rendition, thing. Okay. I have one for battle athletes. Okay, so again, group shot on one side, and then of course, very simple, basic, writing, text, simple one chrome color on the back for battle athletes there. Okay, and then I have Infinite Rivius. Okay, so the OEVA for Infinite Rivius, and then again you can get the some of the other characters and that kind of information on that. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to quickly just demonstrate how one of these things work here. So I'm just going to do that. So I have my my old university physics laboratory notebook here. Okay, and usually what happens is that when you go to a page here, and I'll just take a page here. Okay, and you're going to write on your notebook or whatever of the different sort of things. Okay, whether you're going to take notes and that kind of stuff. What usually happens is that I'm going to use a standard piece of carbon paper here to just illustrate what's going to go on. Okay, so if you sit here, you're taking your notes and that kind of stuff, and you write words on here that you normally do. What happens is that some people write a little bit harder, and some people write a little bit softer, and what will end up happening is that if you write harder, or or you have a hard push on your pencil or your pen, what will end up happening is that the pressure transfers onto the page behind it. Okay, so then when you go to write on this page, you see little bumps and that kind of stuff of where you wrote so hard, the word transfers over, right? So in order to prevent this from happening and gibbling up your paper, what people do is they will take a Lamy board like this, and they'll shove it underneath your page here like this. So what happens is that when you type it, go to write your notes and that kind of stuff onto your board here, what will happen is that the board will take up all the pressure, okay? And so when you look at the page underneath, see, it will be still fresh from all your markings and whatnot that you've done, so that you don't have imprints being pushed onto the next page. And so that'll keep your assignments and whatnot, when you go tear these things out, that it will actually be clean. Okay, so that's what these Lamy boards, functionally speaking, what they'll do. Now, of course, if you're a kid going to school and that kind of stuff, you obviously want to make sure you pick good ones, right, or the ones that are popular, because everyone's always about looking at the newest stuff. They all they want to see what new ones that you picked up. Maybe you like to trade some of the older ones that you used to have for newer ones. Maybe a friend got a pretty cool one, and you want to get that one, because usually what happens is once the show ends. So, for example, once like Slayers ends, trying to get that sort of Lamy board, that kind of stuff, is pretty hard to get. So that's why things like unique ones, ones that are like really really low print run, they become pretty valuable, right? So and they become sort of sought after items, right? Well, under the assumption you're looking for collectors and that kind of stuff. Other people who are just basically more the afraid to miss out sort of thing, the FOMOs. They of course they just want the newest stuff. What animes are most people following at that time? What's the big word? Then that's what they'll chase after. Okay, so again, that's why having good designs and that kind of stuff on these things, it really helps out. But again, functionally speaking, yeah, just to have one of these sheets between here and here and your back page is to help basically save your back page, to make sure that what you write here doesn't transfer through all the way to the opposite side. Okay. All right, hope you found that really interesting. And yeah, there's a very wide variety of different, these kind of boards and graphics. And again, this comes at a time where it's very important to know that, the pictures and that kind of stuff that we see aren't easily available. And having high resolution pictures and like good quality pictures is also hard to come by. So having these Lamy boards is a really economical way to get good quality pictures and also see different things for the anime. All right. So I'm gonna bring out more things for to show and tell, and more books and whatnot in the next various different episodes. So again, make sure you subscribe below, and we'll get to more of those. All right. So until next time, I will see you again.